Good morning, this is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
New this morning, a second person is facing charges in connection to a 2023 murder case in Dakota Dunes. Reina Castellanos is charged with accessory to murder and more. South Sioux City Police say she was arrested yesterday in connection with the death of Jordan Beardshear. Reina's husband, Alfredo Castellanos Rosales, is accused of killing Beardshear in April 2023. Authorities believe Reina lied about knowing her husband's involvement and that she helped him escape to Mexico.
Castellanos Rosales was arrested in Mexico on May 12th of 2023 and was expelled from the country. He was held by authorities and extradited back to South Dakota. He is currently in custody and awaiting trial. An 18-year-old in Rapid City is facing a long list of charges following an early morning car crash. Yesterday, authorities responded to a report of a vehicle rollover around 2:30 a.m. Mountain Time. When authorities arrived, there were several injured people in and around the car.
An unconscious male, later found to be the driver, and 4 other passengers were taken to a nearby hospital. The 18-year-old's charges include DUI, reckless driving, and 4 counts of vehicular battery. Weather played a factor in the crash of a B-1 bomber at Ellsworth Air Force Base this past January, but it wasn't the only problem. A lengthy report released this week by the United States Air Force is also critical of the crew involved with the January 4th crash. It says there were many failures, including unsatisfactory levels of basic airmanship, inadequate focus, and an overall lack of discipline.
All 4 crew members ejected as the aircraft skidded across the runway for more than 5,000 feet. 2 members suffered injuries from the ejection. The plane was a complete loss with an estimated cost of $456 million. To read the full report, visit this story on KELOLAND.com. Now let's get a check of today's forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. Morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, everybody. Another hot and humid day. Eastern KELOLAND will have that high humidity, not as humid across the west, but temperatures will still reach the 90s in western South Dakota, 94 degrees in Rapid City, 101 in Phillip, 100 today in Pierre. We'll have temperatures near 90 across eastern KELOLAND. Brian will have more details on your forecast, including that chance for thunderstorms today in western South Dakota.
Thank you, Scott. Some parents in one school district won't have to worry about paying for school lunches this coming school year thanks to an anonymous donor.
Someone donated $45,000 to the Oldham Ramona Rutland School District to pay for every elementary student's school lunches for the entire year. The superintendent says the parents are grateful for the generous donation.
It makes it really very nice for us to know that these kids and parents don't have to worry about that cost. And they're going to get that meal.
The anonymous donor also wrote a letter challenging others to step up and do something generous for the kids in their school districts.
The 2024 Paris Olympics are set to begin today, and several alumni from South Dakota will be participating in the Games.
Taryn Cloth is the only South Dakota-born Olympian competing this year. Other athletes include University of South Dakota alum Chris Nielsen, participated in the men's pole vault qualifier, and Northern State University alum Dakota Lindworth in the women's marathon. You can find a full list of all 2024 Olympic athletes with South Dakota ties under this KELOLAND.com original by Michael Dorn.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, a couple of items to get to here today. We do have a risk of a little severe weather in southwest South Dakota tonight. Some thunderstorms are going to bubble up here late this afternoon coming out of northwest Nebraska, and a few of those could wander up even into central South Dakota. So kind of keep an eye on that. I think tomorrow there's another chance we may see some activity brewing up Saturday late afternoon, northwest Nebraska, and then this general zone headed up through Aberdeen and Mobridge is at least a level 1 here, or marginal risk of severe weather. Sioux Falls, maybe we get tossed into that too on Sunday as this upper air disturbance comes through, and it's trying to knock down the heat a little bit in western South Dakota. Yesterday, we were up to 107 in Rapid City. Today, Well, not that hot. That's the good news. 94, your 4 o'clock temperature. You'll notice, though, on radar, there are a couple of those cells popping up. And I do think that the Rapid City area, probably at least for tonight, stands a 50-50 chance of rain, as you see some of that coming up through Hot Springs. We need some rain, too. This drought monitor is getting worse out in the Black Hills. And with it, the fire danger days do come and go. Now, you'll see that tomorrow morning we kind of dissipate the rain, but we'll likely see some more flare-ups on radar in the afternoon, as highlighted there in central into southwest South Dakota. Sioux Falls kind of misses that. We got some wind, we've got humidity, highs in the low 90s in the Sioux Falls area. We'll see if some of those thunderstorms hold together late Saturday night into Sunday morning in eastern KELOLAND. If that doesn't happen, then there's another chance of rain on Sunday. There's the rain probability tonight. You notice those higher percentages there from Phillip out to Wall and Rapid City. Tomorrow, it's kind of a broader zone of 30 and 40% chances of rain that expand toward Chamberlain and Huron and Watertown in the late afternoon and evening. And then by Sunday, we'll incorporate more rain chances east of the James Valley as this disturbance rolls on into Minnesota. Much better chances of rain in central and northern Minnesota, the way things are looking there. 95 our high today in Mitchell, 96 degrees in Huron. Here's your 7-day forecast at low 90s into the weekend. If we get a little cooling, it'll be early next week, and then maybe another bump on those temperatures by Wednesday with a high of 94. I do see another disturbance coming into the forecast here Wednesday night into Thursday. So that's another chance here we could get some wet weather, because obviously with these numbers, it's going to dry out, isn't it? With highs in the 90s consistently there in Aberdeen. Most of the 7-day forecast. Lows at night also mid-60s to around 70. Here in central South Dakota, 100 for today, 97 for tomorrow, and mid to upper 90s into next week. And Rapid City, too. Tough to get much of a break here. Maybe 90 on Sunday with that chance of rain early in the day, but then things will dry out and heat up again by Tuesday with a high around 100. More details at KELOLAND.com.